We are the group 9 and we will be presenting group 6. We will be presenting about the chapter 9, which is the legal and intellectual property issues. So this is our theme. So contents. First is the legal consideration, other requirements, legal mistakes made by startups, types of intellectual property, common mistakes to avoid with intellectual property, and hiring employees for startup business. So for the legal considerations, ideas in your mind have no patent value. They must be expressed or reduced in practice before it is too late. That is according to Julian Canala, Fundamentals of Intellectual Property. Before a business could start its operation, it must secure the necessary documents for legality. There are various requirements that startup venture must comply within to avoid or in order to avoid legal issues later. In addition, the new business should figure out the intellectual properties or the IP it needs. The venture ought to ensure to do exactly right, knowing its IP right and the startup will end costing less, give financial security, and it could spark interest in investors. So with a flourishing economy, the Philippines offers great opportunities for investments and business development. So the positive growth rates along with a massive pool of skilled workers, low overhead costs, business-friendly policies, and other essential resources have fueled the investment interest here and abroad and have led to the establishment of various businesses in the country. Here are the various sizes of an enterprise in the Philippines. So we have here micro, small, medium, and large. Tawag na MSMEs. So by assets, micro has up to 3 million, the small between 3 and 15 million. For the medium, we have 15 and 100 million, and for the assets of the large enterprise is above 100 million. And as for the number of employees, the micro has 1 to 9 employees, small 10 to 99 employees, medium 100 to 199 employees, large is above 199 employees. So number of enterprises should be 820.795, 86.955, 4.018, 3.95, and the percentage should be at 89.63%, 9.50%, 0.44%, and 0.43% for a total of 100%. Next, some key benefits of doing business in the Philippines. First is domestic and regional market opportunities, favorable economic conditions, comfort of travel, business conducted in English. So for domestic and regional market opportunities, the local market of the Philippines provides numerous business opportunities with its consumer-driven population of 100 million. It can also serve a profitable position for further Asia-Pacific and business expansion. So as we all know, Philippines has various enterprises, and that is a good thing because of that enterprises or because of that businesses, it generates income domestically and in regional. So second is favorable economic conditions. Many incentives have been launched and implemented by the Philippine government since early 90s. This provided rewarding business climate for both local and foreign business investors. For the third one, it is the comfort of travel. The places in the Philippines are well connected. So unlike sa US, Philippines is well connected that mag-travel lang at that. And then Filipino people are eager, capable, and glad to assist anyone in moving from one place to another. So it is in our culture that we are so hospitable nga magtabangan siya nato ang isang katao if na siya mag-move siya sa one place to another. That is the comfort of travel. And it's because of the society, nasa close surroundings ng mga tao. Next is a business conducted in English. English is the chief language used to conduct business worldwide. This is a major advantage for anyone who comes from a country where the inherent language is. So choose a best business structure. So it has been discussed by Ms. Gumabon and Ms. Noelin, so I will not further discuss it. So these are the more business structures. establish ka business. So, in single proprietorship, the business should apply for a business name and get a registered name with the Department of Trade and Industry. So, one of the requirements is a copy of government issued ID. So, what are those government issued ID? We have the Philippine National ID, the SSS, the GSIS, the passport, sa daghan pa katong UMID ID. Next is a duplicate proposed business name registration form. Payment of registration fees fixed on territorial base with documentary stamp tax. So there need to ng payment of registration at magbayad ka sa registration with documentary stamp tax. Next is complete employee data form. Fifth is the copy of municipality permission letter. So you need to secure also a municipality permission letter in order to get your business registered in the DTI. And then six is community tax certificate. So it is very important also nga makakuha mo og community tax certificate. And then location and barangay clearance. Sabot naman na. Fire safety and electrical inspection certificate. Occupancy certificate and building permit. And then is the contract of lease, if any. So for partnerships or corporation, there are daghan nga requirements. First is secure a unique business name. Ariya pa siya sa sole proprietorship. Reserved through SEC Online Service Portal, the SEC iView. Muna siya ilang on if ever. So second is accomplish an application form from SEC. Third is draft the necessary documents required and have these notarized for the specific business entity you plan to register, which are as follows. First is the articles of incorporation and bylaws. So, this is very important sa imong business na gihapon mo yung bylaws. Next is treasurer's affidavit. And then deposit the minimum paid up capital requirement. And then fifth, obtain necessary licenses or permits from appropriate government agencies for regulated industry sectors and business activities. And then we have homeowners clearance or barangay clearance. A homeowner's clearance is obligatory if the business will function within the village or subdivision. So, mo na siya homeowner's clearance needed kato mga cottage bitaw mga enterprise. So the business must obtain a barangay clearance and get a community tax certificate. The clearance must be taken from the barangay hall where the business is located. The fee for barangay clearance ranges between 300 to 1,000. So kung asa mga barangay, dito dyan mo magkuha. Dili kay namo barangay Manlin sa poblasyon mo lang mga. Ay, sorry. Alo, sakto kay Manlin. Next is business license or mayor's permit. Before anyone can start operating a business in the Philippines, the owner needs to secure a mayor's permit or business permit from the local government unit where the company office is located. So you need to secure the mayor's permit or business license yun sa LGU. Yeah. So that your company will operate legally according to Mr. Caballo. Here is the list of requirements for getting a mayor's permit in the Philippines. So ang mayor's permit is dili lang siya dali-dali din makuha. Naman siya requirements. First is the application form. Second is the certificate of registration from Securities and Exchange Commission for corporations or partnerships, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorships, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives. So lahi-lahi o wagtuan, paglahi-lahi ang business structure. Third is the barangay business clearance. Fourth is the community tax certificate or cedula. Fifth is a contract of lease, if leased. Transfer certificate of title if owned. And then six, sketch or pictures of the business location. Three copies siya sa pictures sa inyong business locations. And then public liability insurance for restaurants, cinemas, malls, etc. Ang exempted lang is sa resort stores or calendarias. Pag ginagmay lang, pero kato na mga extravagant na mga dagko na kayo mga business, hadyo mo public liability insurance. 8 is the locational or zoning clearance. 9 is the certificate of occupancy or the building and Electrical inspection certificate. So, yes. Number 11 is sanitary permit if inyong establishment is
Restaurant.
is restaurant na yun. Medyo na siya kay para wala dyan if or paano pa yung mag-process sa foods, thank you ba? Oh. 12 is fire safety inspection permit. So, di ba, there is a law nga mag-establish or mabutan sila mga establishments o katong fire business taxpayer identification number or the TIN. A business taxpayer identification number from the Bureau of Internal Revenue BIR must be obtained along with an SSS number for the business and employees. Now that you have registered your company with the Securities and Exchange Commission, you must now complete the following process. So, wakata na watong process. Dagat pa yung process. Kapag na human. First, company name verification slip. Second, articles of incorporation and notarized and by laws. Third is the treasurer's affidavit. Dapat notarized. And then fourth is the statement of assets and liabilities. Fifth is the registration data sheet with particulars on directors, officers, stockholders, and so forth. Sixth is the written undertaking to comply with the SEC reporting requirements notarized. And then seven, written undertaking to change corporate name, also notarized. The certificate of registration issued by BIR Form 2303 contains an enumeration of the types of taxes that are required to be paid to the government, which includes the following. Apa dyan, dagan pa kayo sa mga name if mag-establish your business. Apa yun? First is the corporate income tax, the value-added tax, the withholding taxes. Now, so registering a business with the BIR gives the authority to print the official receipts and invoices. Formally registered the tax identification number, provided that the company in the certificate of registration issued by SEC and registered of accounts required to annually register with BIR to serve as official record of business transactions for the fiscal year. So TIN is very important, especially in giving the official receipts and invoices. So you must register your business. So first is apply for sales invoices, official receipts through BIR form 1906, authority to print receipts and invoices. The documentary requirements for obtaining such are as follows. A, for the BIR form 1906 or authority to print, this is to print receipts or invoices. Second is BIR certificate of registration. C, the final and clear sample of principal and supplementary commercial receipts and invoices. D, BIR certificate of registration accredited printer. E, BIR annual registration fee form 0605 for accredited printer. F, for the job order. G, quarterly report of accredited printer. The second is to register books of accounts and have them stamped by the RDO where the business is registered. Note that the BIR examiner will usually advise the owner the types of books and taxes applicable to a business upon the initial taxpayer's briefing. A, BIR certificate of registration. B, new sets of books, accounts such as but not limited to general journal, general ledger, cash receipt, cash disbursement, subsidiary sales journal, subsidiary purchase journal. And third, to attend the taxpayer's initial briefing to be conducted by the RDO for new registrants to inform them of their rights and duties and responsibilities. So that's all for my report. And then, iba na mo ang requirements. Dapat yung other requirements.
So now, let's know. For the BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue is the tax. We all know, kung mo say BIR. Yes! So yeah, for new employees without a tax identification, katong mga walay mga TIN, so the owner needs to require the employee to file BIR Form 1902 to the Revenue District Office or RDO where the company is registered. So for new employees with existing TIN, so katong na yung TIN, if the employee already has an existing TIN from his previous employer and it is registered with the same RDO as the company, either the employee or HR personnel needs to submit PIR Form 2305 to update his information. So, katong na-existing na TIN, so need po siya na i-update lang yung information. Number 2, if the employee obtained his EIN from their previous employer and it is registered and in a different RDO as the company, the employee needs to submit the PIR Form 1907 in the RDO where his previous employer is registered. Third one is the updated BIR personal income tax table under train law can be reviewed here. Money ang table revised withholding tax table effective January. So wala siya no. Next is the PhilHealth. Ay no, kapag naman sa PhilHealth. Yes. Balik na. So for the employees, each new employee needs to fill out and sign a PhilHealth member registration form. Or regardless if he or she is already a PhilHealth member or not. Existing members are required to submit their PhilHealth ID number and accomplished PMRF form should be submitted to the PhilHealth office when your business is registered. For the employers are required to submit a PhilHealth form. ER2, this form should have the list of new employees and be submitted to the PhilHealth office where the company is registered. And for the Home Development Mutual Fund or what we call Pag-ibig Fund, I know magulo naman na. So, for the employees, they are mandated to undertake the HDMF online membership registration to become members of the Pag-ibig Fund. Then, employees must be registered with the SSS first before they can register with the Pag-ibig Fund. I know kabalo naman din na mag-first sila mag-register sa SSS before sa Pag-ibig Fund. And for the employers, they can submit the list of their new employees by filling up the members' contribution remittance form. Employers need to mark the new employees as newly hired when manually filling the monthly Pag-ibig Fund contributions or accomplishing it online through the fund's online web portal. So, money ang fund sa Pag-ibig. Ang ilahang benefits, monthly compensation, and percentage of compensation employee share, and percentage of monthly compensation employee share. Yes, I know. Pero naman yung SSS, and open ang ilaha. For new employees with that 555 number, employers must require a new employee to register in the SSS office where the company is registered, and the employee must provide his number to the employee after the 555 number is allotted to them. For new employees with existing 555 number, those who are already members of the SSS, balik-balik na siya no, for the employees and for the employers. For business with any number of employees must register to the Philippines Social Security. Ano siya? The following documents should be submitted. Ano yung following documents? Employer registration form or what we call Form R1. And second one is employment report or what we call Form R1A. Third one is a list of employees specifying their birth dates, positions, monthly salary, and date of employment. And for the last one, articles of incorporation, bylaws, and SEC registration. For the legal mistakes by Secretary.
Okay, so good afternoon. So this afternoon we will going to talk about the legal mistakes made by the startup business. So first, we have not making the deal clear with co-founders. An entrepreneur should agree early on with co-founders about the details of the business. So before we're going to start our new business, so we should make the deal clear with our co-founders about certain details so that our business will not face legal problems in the near future. Just like for example in the Facebook, na claim ni Winkelbus nga giyang ikasuhan si Mark Zuckerberg sa pagkondo sa Facebook kay istorya daw ang idea nga sa Facebook na. So before we're going to start up our business, so we should consider kanang wala ibitay pero di siya makapiright bitaw sa other business. So, dapat mo na ito i-avoid. Next, not beginning the business as a corporation or LLC. The legal form to operate the business is is one of the very first decision founders must make. Often, business start with no lawyer consultation, hence they suffer from the higher taxes and big amount of liabilities. So before we're going to start up a business, no, as much as possible, it should be a corporation so that we will not suffer from the higher taxes and the liabilities kay mabahin-bahin because since it is a corporation, of course, there are a lot of owners and a lot of mga stocks owner. So if there is a liabilities kay mabahin-bahin nila ang bayad. So dili lang siya bukat kung start the business as a corporation and not a sole business. Next, we have selecting a company name that has trademark issues, domain name problems, or other issues. So it is vital to do research first before selecting a company name. This way, trademark infringement or domain name problems can be avoided. So before we're going to start up a business, so we should always consider the name of our company. So pananglitan, if you are going to start a company, kay dapat wala dyan ka ng kaparihan yung pangalan, mas especially nga marihan ka pangalan kung may mga trademark issue kay kitaan sa mga kanang customers, dili na sila palit sa toa kay kumalos lang kaniyang kampanya kay nandiyan siya trademark issue. Even though dili na mao ang trademark issue, pagkangalan nga pareha mo name, so na possibility nga pigtaran ang imong marketplace. Next, we have not conforming with securities laws when allotting stock to angels, families, or friends. So failure to obey with applicable securities laws requirements can result in considerable business disadvantages for the founders and the startup business. So before we are going to start up also a business, so you should see to it nga it is aligned with the laws that was being implemented by the government. Just for example, in terms of pricing, no, it should be aligned with the SRP that was being set by the Department of Trade and Industry. Okay, once dili siya align nito sa SRP, so there is possibility nga ang DTI ka mag-request o i-close ay mong business, so wala kayo may iwan na kayo, wala ka nag-follow sa ilang rules. Next, not sufficiently considering important tax consideration. So not sufficiently considering considering important tax consideration. So before we are going to put up our business, so we should always consider the tax, diba? If we're going to mulukat ang mga business licenses, so inala mo na pamagi kay it is a proof nga legal ang atong operation sa atong business kung nabayad tayo tax, kung napo tayo mga business permits. So dapat nakita allotted ka ng budget for the business tax or business permits. Next, we have not having the right legal counsel. After there are business employed and experienced legal counsel who could be their friends, relatives, or to save expenses. Pananglitan, kung mag-start up the business, so ato ang mga legal counsels kay ato ng mga close friends, mga families or relatives kay gusto ta nga makasave. Pero wala to ginawa na nga dili sila well experienced, wala sa kabalo sa mga legal nga mga cases, no, kung may mga kaso nga atubangon ng atong business, wala sa kabalo sa himuon. So atong ginawa na kay for makasave lang ta. So dapat we should always hire legal counsel that has some experience, kabalo sa ilang mga function, expert enough nga kabalo mo defense ato ang business. Kung may mga problema nga may tabo kay sa business, hindi malikayan problema. Next, we have not keeping correct corporate and HR documentation. Of course, in the companies, it should really important to keep the records of our employees and employers. Diba naman ay sa HR na manay nasa nga mag-keep silang mga records before they will going to enter to kapitan mo sulod sila sa ilang trabaho, diba mapas mo sa mga requirements. So those requirements nga ilang ginapasa, dapat kay i-compile yan sa Plastar kay once na mga cases bitaw like mga challenging when company tracks financing or is involved in claims or lawsuit with an employee or regulatory agency. So kung na mga kaso-kaso inana, so dali ra nato makapangita ang mga documents nga gipasa sa tuwa. Next, we have not prudently considering intellectual property issues. If the owner has developed a unique product, technology, or service, he needs to study the applicable steps to safeguard intellectual property he has developed. So before we are going to start up a business or particularly the product, So we should always consider the intellectual property. Dapat wala tayong masagasaan ng mga intellectual property ng ibang tao. So we should always consider na kanina product, it is kanang consider ito ng culture, consider ito ng environment, na marketable siya, wala siya masagasaan ng mga culture ng mga tao. So dapat, ginang one thing na ito consider we are going to start up a business. Next, we have not coming up with a well-written contract. Diba? Just for example, when going to go abroad, naaman tayo makontrata. So if you're going to start up a business as a future like a CEO or when you are going to assign the HR office, so you should always kanang consider the contract. Kay once your employers kanang mo resign or absent ana kay wala na rin kang employee, kaya wala kayong kontrata. Mas nindot mo itong na kontrata kay kada bitaw lagin mo kanang specific pag na year ba naging may agreement ba nga dapat dili ka tama pwede ka mo kanang mo kan balik usay tawag ka na Mourinho pwede ka ka dili so na kanindot nga when you're going to start a business dapat lagin mo yung kontrata sa imong mga trabahante. Next, we have not having a good terms of use of agreements and privacy policy for the company's website. So just for example, di ba, kabalo mata karon na we are engaging the high technologies, like we have a different websites nga atong ipang-sell ang atong mga products. So if we have that website, now we should always, as our managers, we should always consider we should always put policy in the on the company's website. So just for example, if there's someone who is stealing your privacy, so naging mo illegal rules or kanang mga policy nga inyong iset sa inyong company so that when there's someone na kanang mag-commit of mistakes, so pwede siya ninyo kasuhan or else pwede ninyo kanang like fines, kuminana. So lagi siya mga kulang sa tawag na parusa. Next, we have not using a good form of employment agreement or offer letter when hiring employees. So often oral agreements lead to misinterpretations. If an owner plans to employ a potential employee, should use a cautiously written or offer letter. Next, we have not demanding all employees to sign a confidentiality and invention assignment agreement. Companies compensate employees to come up with ideas, work, product, and inventions that may be beneficial to the business. So just for example, if we are going to start up a business, because we are talking here the legal mistakes of the companies we are going to start up a business. So lagi may agreement hapon nga once the imong employees, imong mga trabaho, once they innovate something like products inside your company, it should be credited to the company, not on those persons who have innovate those products. Pero nita naka-create ka og kanang yung idea, so dapat dili gito mo credit sa imuha, dapat sa company dito. So dapat na yung agreement dinana para by that fault kay dili mo ma-boost ang isa lang katawo kung dili sa company ang murag mo sikat bitaw ang company kanina company nga mo naka-develop ani nga product dinana. Pero even though tao jud siya ang develop, so dapat company jud ang name nila ron. Next, asking interview questions that are banned by law. So the laws forbid employers for making hiring decisions based on the protected categories such as age, religion, medical conditions, arrested or convicted of a crime, disabilities, illnesses, political affiliation, and others should be avoided. So when you're going to hire an employee, you should avoid interview questions that are banned by the law. What are these questions? So for example, kanang mga offended questions like kanang mga pangutana bitaw nga kanang maka-offend sa tao. Wala naman na usan man kasi mga pangutana like personal like religion, medical conditions, mga convicted of crime, bitaw mga pangutana. So dapat mo dyan na itong avoidan when you are going to hire mga trabahante nato. So dapat we should abide on the law and of course we should avoid those questions that are banned by the law. Next, not taking the correct steps before firing an employee. So, mo po niya itong dapat bantayan. We're going to fire an employee. Dapat itong magpahawat ang mga empleyado. Dapat in the correct steps. No? So, ending the service of an employee even at will. So, yan kabubuton lang. Or involves legal risk if not accurately controlled and properly documented. So, dapat lagi legal steps, no? When you are going to hire an employee, dapat it should not based on the absenteeism. So dapat abi kay absent, di mo din kawaon, so dapat dili nana kay kanang ibawal niya siya sa balaod. And then di pa pwede mo tangtang employee because kay kanang like about religion, about sex, about age, about kung putot ang employee ang mga kanang labante. So dapat ilana nga so dili niya siya kanang accurate na reason para mo fire ng mga employees. So dapat in a correct steps. So pero naman ang anong sa rason na daw i-fire employees, so it's either administrative cases or mga kung nagdid yung mga kaso na mga rason kung anong sila i-fire sa kumpanya. So the decision is always in the hand of the manager. Okay, that's all for my report about the legal mistakes. We're going to start up with this. So I will give the floor to Ms. Geraldine Lapiad for the types of intellectual property.
So good afternoon everyone. So my topic is about the types of intellectual property. So intellectual property or simply IP is a type that comes from the products of mental effort and usually composed of copyrights, trademarks, patents, and trade secrets. Here are the types of intellectual property rights. Intellectual property IP or refers to creations of the mind that are protected by law. So giving creators exclusive rights to use and benefit from their work. So these rights are designed to encourage innovation and creativity by ensuring that inventors, artists, and business can profit from their efforts. So there are three intellectual property rights protected by Philippine law. So first, the copyright, related rights, copyright, and other related rights. So considered a safeguard of literary, scientific, and artistic pieces or domains, these rights comprise of books and other literary articles, films, paintings, or audio or music and computer work. So sa every kanang natay ma-introduce sa kuan, so kanang natay ginakuan sa law para if dili bitaw maka-copyright ang ato ang mga work. So lisod tupya ka na akong ginagawa tapos kapingon sa uban. So next is trademarks. So trademarks and service marks. A mark is an invisible sign to differentiate goods, trademark, and service mark. So, marks, specifically in the context of intellectual property, refer to trademarks and service marks. So, these are simple names, phrases, designs, or combinations thereof used to identify and distinguish the goods or services of one entity from those of others. Next is a trademark, maybe a word, a group of words, signs, and symbols, logos, or a mixture. So they are used to protect brand names, logos, slogans, and other identifiers associated with goods. So for example, the Nike, ang iyang logo kay ng swoosh, and the Coca-Cola are trademarks. So they ensure that consumers can identify the source of a product and rely on the quality associated with the brand. So, to identify nga if ang imuhang brand kay registered siya or kanang kuan pa bitaw siya kanang pending pa siya. So, naay nakabutang nga if naay nakabutang nga symbol sa imuhang kuan nga PM, it means kanang kuan pa siya, pending pa siyang application. Pero if naay nakabutang dito nga press aning R nga naay circle, so it means ang imuhang kuan kay registered na. So it takes around 6 to 8 months to complete the whole application process for trademark due to examination and publication. So the government fee for the trademark application in one class, so if magkuan ka, magabil ka na para trademark, mubayad ka og 2,592 pesos. Pero if gusto nimo colored ang imong trademark, so mag-additional ka 600 pesos.
So in this, so next is examples sa mga GIS or the geographical indications. It is can either be a name or sign used by and for a product from a specific geographical location. So the most famous GIS are all worldwide, such as Japan, Scotch, Cognac, Chevy, Porto, Burgundy, and Bordeaux. So in the Philippines, some famous products that are being considered for GI are Bunuan Bangus or Milkfish, Bicol Bilinag, Bungulan Banana, Batangas Barako Coffee, and Kalinga Arabica Coffee. Next is industrial science. So it could be either three-dimensional features or two-dimensional ones. So it refers to the process of creating and developing designs for products used in everyday life. So ranging from household items to machinery and technology. It focuses on the aesthetic and functional aspects of a product. So enhancing its usability, appeal, and marketability. Industrial design protection grants exclusive rights to the visual appearance or design of a product, so preventing others from copying or imitating its unique look for a certain period of time. So this protection encourages innovation and creativity in the product development. So next is an industrial design can be registered for a period of 5 years from the filing date of the application. So it is renewed for not more than 2 consecutive periods of 5 years each by paying a renewal fee. So the fee must be settled within a year of the expiration of the registration. So next is patents. So patents is an exclusive rights granted to inventors which provides a new product or a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. So inventions can be electrical, mechanical, and chemical in nature. So there are 3 different kinds of patents. First is utility patents. So 9 examples sa patent. So the telephone or the US patent number 174465 granted to Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. So this patent covered the invention of the telephone, a device that revolutionized communication by transmitting vocal or other sounds telegraphically. So utility patents. So these most common patents are awarded to the new machines, chemical, and processes. So these are type of intellectual property protection that cover new and useful inventions or discoveries. So they are the most common type of patent issued. Next is design patents. So awarded to care for the distinctive look or shape of invented objectives, such as the surface ornamentation or overall design of the object. So these are types of intellectual property that covers the ornamental design of a functional item. So last is plant patents, given for the invention and the sexual reproduction of new and distinct plants types such as hybrids. So type siya sa intellectual property protection that granted to new varieties of asexually reproduced plants. So it allows the patent holder to exclusively control the propagation, sale, and distribution of the patented plant for up to 20 years. So this includes plants that have been cultivated or discovered and can be reproduced through methods like grafting or carving rather than through seeds. So next is layout. Layout designs or topographies of integrated circuits. So these types of designs are usually 3-dimensional elements or form intended for manufacturing. So topographies, it is as compared to invention patents, are relatively expensive, easier to acquire with fewer requirements needed. So under the Republic Act 9150 covers these designs and described as First, an industrial design. So, it is an arrangement of lines or colors or any three-dimensional form, whether related with lines or colors. So, refers to the process of creating and developing designs for products used in everyday life, so ranging from household items to machinery and technology. It focuses on the aesthetic and functional aspects of a product, enhancing its usability, appeal, and marketability. Next is integrated circuit. So this means a product in its final form or intermediate form, in which at least one of the elements is an active one, and some or all of the interconnections are inherently formed or on a piece of material. So this is intended to perform an electronic function. So integrated circuit, it is a small electronic device made up of multiple interconnected electronic components such as transistors, resistors, and capacitors on a single semiconductor chip. So these components work together to perform specific functions such as processing data or amplifying signals. Integrated circuits are the building blocks of modern electronic devices, including computers, smartphones, and digital appliances. So last is layout design. It is a synonymous to topography, means the three-dimensional disposition. So it refers to the arrangement and organizational of visual elements within space, such as a web page, magazine spread, or physical environment to achieve a desired aesthetic and functional outcome. So it involves considerations like balance, hierarchy, alignment, and with space, or create a harmonious and effective composition. So last, protection of undisclosed and information. So one of the most important not the most important among the types of intellectual properties that needs to be safeguarded by a law is undisclosed information. So the undisclosed information, it's considered vital in either bringing benefits or care to the country. So most of the times the government trim down and people. So usually undisclosed information is reviewed in closed door meetings with no media around. So hence, in the Philippines, this is the rationale for IP protection. So the security is provided for undisclosed information because it is valuable and vital for the whole country. So that's all we have.
So, common mistakes to avoid with intellectual property. So, intellectual property has abundance of benefits for startups and getting it sorted out will help a business to achieve. So, however, a lot of startups fail to utilize IP to their advantages. Here are some mistakes committed against IP which needs to be avoided. So, first is assuming IP is unimportant. So, many businesses and individuals overlook the importance of intellectual property, not realizing that it can be one of the most valuable assets. This can lead to losing their competitive advantage, revenue, and market position. So, for example, if a startup fails to protect its unique product design with a patent, competitors might replicate the product and sell similar products, undermining the original creator's market share. Next is not doing sufficient research. So before filing for a patent, trademark, or copyrighting it, it's crucial to conduct thorough research to ensure that IP is truly unique and hasn't been claimed already. So not doing so can result in wasted time and money. So for instance, filing for a trademark on a business name that's already in use could lead to legal disputes and lead to rebranding. So which can be costly and damaging can damage your reputation. Next is hurrying through the process. So rushing through the process of securing IP protection often leads to mistakes and incomplete application, which can cause delays or outright rejection. protections. A hurried patent application might miss critical details, leading to weaker protection or denial of the patent. It's essential to take time to compare comprehensive and accurate documentation. Next is waiting very long. Delaying the filing of IP protection can be detrimental. For example, in many countries, patents are granted on a first-to-file basis, meaning that if someone else files for similar invention before you do, they get the rights. Similarly, if you wait too long to trademark your business name, someone else might register it, forcing you to rebrand. So, paunahan na ilang. Next is using DIY approach. So, trying to handle IP protection without professional help can lead to significant errors. IP law is complex, and without expert guidance, it's easy to make mistakes that could invalidate your protection. For example, a DIY trademark application might not cover all the necessary bases, leaving your brand vulnerable. So, there are four under the using DIY approach. So first is trademark business name. So choosing a business name and securing same na itong i-tackle ni Misael. So using a business name and securing a trademark for it is critical. Common mistakes include picking a name too similar to an existing trademark, leading to legal disputes, or failing to trademark the name at all, which could result in other businesses using your name and causing brand confusion. Next is signing the wrong contracts. So when entering into contracts that involve IP, it's essential to read and understand all terms. Signing agreements without proper review can lead to unintended IP transfers or loss of rights. For example, a poorly worded contract with a software developer might inadvertently give them ownership of the developed code instead of your company. Next is forgetting about trade secrets. So trade secrets such as proprietary formulas, processes, or strategies could be protected through confidentiality agreements and internal policies. Failing to safeguard trade secrets can result in them becoming public knowledge, losing any competitive advantage they provide. Last is using open source software. So incorporating open source software into your projects can be beneficial if it comes with its own set of challenges. So common mistakes include not complying with the open source licenses, which can lead to legal issues, or unknowingly included open source code that has restricted licenses, potentially forcing you to disclose your proprietary code. So, understanding properly managing IP is crucial for any business or individual working in innovative fields. So, avoiding these common mistakes can help protect your intellectual property, secure competitive advantages, and secure long-term success. Always consider consulting with IP professionals to navigate this complex area effectively. Next.
Okay. My topic would be the hiring key employees for startup business. So, starting a business involves not just having a great idea and raising capital, but also building a team of talented individuals who can drive the business towards success. So, choosing the right people is crucial as they bring the necessary skills and creativity to the table. This report outlines the essential first hires for a startup business and provides insight into the recruitment process. So, the recruitment process, recruiting should commence as soon as sufficient capital has been raised. It is essential not to delay this process until the business has officially started. So, in the modern digital age, a significant portion of recruiting activities happens on networking and social media sites like LinkedIn, Google, and Twitter. So, these platforms
offer vast pools of potential candidates and facilitate efficient and targeted recruitment efforts. So there are seven key hires for a startup business. So CEO or the Chief Executive Officer is the visionary leader who defines the company's mission, vision, and culture. So this person looks at the big picture and steers the company towards its long-term goals. So next is the COO or the Chief Operating Officer. So he focuses on the day-to-day operation, ensuring that the business runs smoothly. So this role is vital for handling the practical aspect of running the business and allowing the CEO to focus only on the strategic growth. So second is the product manager. So the product manager is responsible for everything related to the product. So this includes managing product strategy, vision, and development. So the product managers works closely with engineering and marketing teams to create the market and the product effectively. So number 3, Chief Technology Officer or the CTO is essential for a technology-based startup. This team member oversees technology and development, ensuring the company's technology infrastructure support its goal. So while freelancers can fill this role temporarily, having an internal team member dedicated to technology can provide stability and long-term growth, especially if the budget allows. So next is the CMO or the Chief Marketing Officer. So the CMO focuses on how customers perceive the product or service. This role requires someone with excellent marketing and promotional skills to ensure the company's vision reaches broad audience. So the CMO develops and implements marketing strategy that aligns with the company's goals. Next is the sales manager. So the sales manager is responsible for generating new leads and revenue. This role is crucial for startups, as consistent sales are necessary for growth and sustainability. A sales manager with a strong background in sales can drive the company's financial success. So last is the Chief Financial Officer, the CFO. While many experts suggest outsourcing accounting and financial roles, having a CFO on the internal team can be extremely beneficial. So the CFO manages the company's financial planning, risk management, record keeping, and reporting. So this role ensures financial stability and helps the strategic decision making. So in the overall report of mine, so building a startup requires a strong foundation of talented employees who can think creatively and execute effectively. So by improving the key roles such as the CEO, COO, product manager, CTO, CMO, sales manager, and CFO, startups can ensure they have the leadership and expertise necessary to grow and thrive. So utilizing modern recruitment channels like social media and networking sites can enhance the recruitment process, helping startups find the right candidates efficiently, and investing in the right team from the beginning is crucial for the long-term success of any startup. Thank you. Hi, thank you for